10 seconds.
Catch you on the flap side.
Can we get a monster check, please?
6, 5,
Go to black.
4, 3.
7 WEOB, The Asylum.
Next! Fred! Barney! Alphabets, get in order! Move! Grannies! Me like, me want! Creep, hold still!
Ready for my close-up.
Look for these post-cereal characters, stickers, and other cool stuff in the Post Kids Wacky Cereal Box Design Kit. Kits and details are in specially marked boxes of Post cereals. Add your own stuff. Go wild! Create your very own cereal box. Post Kids, the fun starts here!
Look, you don't belong here.
I know. You're right. I don't have my whole life, I've dreamed of...
No, I meant you don't belong here. I mean, in this room. But this is my room. Property of Crane.
Hello everybody, I'm the Lighthouse Critic, one guy with 1,000 views and all the episodes I must review. So here we are in the beginning of May, and Mother's Day is just so close. In fact, it's this coming Sunday. And before I can even tackle that episode, there's an episode I got requested to actually review this one, and I was looking forward to actually reviewing this episode at this time of the season. Room with a Feud, 26th episode in season 2, and above all, the 78th episode. Some of this episode had me angry, had me laughing, had me emotional, and had me feeling quite disturbed. But in the very end, it felt pretty decent for me. I guess it's because this is the first episode that Kyle Marshall actually fully directed, but he never storyboarded. Well, let us just see how good as this episode is with a room with a view.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Which baker will take the cake and the trophy on Operation Dessert Storm?
You know, taking a look back at a show like this kind of reminds me of that cake challenge show where they did the Disney villains, the Simpsons, and they did the Jim Henson one. However, that shit kind of made me go into cake baking, and that's exactly what I still do today. And really, you don't need an easy bake oven to make this shit.
Will Linda's souffle rise to the occasion? Or will Tony's Puffs cream the competition?
I'm sorry, who allowed an inmate convict on this show? Because this guy should be on a show called What's My Crime? And let me tell you, playing a game like that was so easy to figure out what John Wayne Gacy's crime was. But the show gets interrupted by one of Lincoln's sisters, and that...
Lana's been driving me crazy! Her animals stink up our room!
And that's starting to bother you because you've been sleeping in the same room as your twin has slept in the same room with you, and she has animals on her side, and that's never bothered you before, and now it has?
Survey says...
Look what she did to my dolly! Mama!
Whoa, hey-o! Looks like we got another Cynthia in the show. Can't imagine why the hell Lana would actually do that.
Woohoo! I got pit hair!
That's more disturbing, seeing a young 6-year-old actually having pit hair as bad as I've seen one cringeworthy scene from a fucked up Adam Sandler movie called Jack and Jill. But before Lincoln can actually continue, so more interruption actually happens from another one of his sisters.
Lucy won't keep her bats off my side of the room. Now one of them's bit me and he's got the taste for my blood.
Oh my god, that's blood! They have to show blood in this! What are they, fucking psychos?
Wow, I can't imagine why he got a taste of your blood.
Boys have such a hearty, robust flavor. Rich and satisfying.
On the other hand, girls offer such a sweet, delicate bouquet. So refreshing.
But somewhat in my case, I think Lynn's blood is so robust. So yeah, she's got a rich and satisfying kind of taste in her blood. But I think she's just being paranoid about it.
You might want to run.
Then again, she might want to get shots for rabies. And I don't think Fang is actually done with you yet. Lucy's bat took a bite out of me and take a taste of my own blood. The beast liked it so much, it's followed me ever since, licking its chops for the rest of me. Now who does that sound like?
No! No!
I'm coming, Captain. Wait for me.
And the champion.
Lori is the worst roommate ever.
Gee, I can't imagine why.
Shit balls, I can't imagine that. You two just had a fucking fight during Brawl in the Family, and it feels like we're actually going back into this story again. But as much as Lainey's mind likes to wander so much, her mind doesn't stay on it too long.
Ooh, you're watching Operation Dessert Storm? Isn't it awesome that Linda won?
Ay vey.
Oh! Called it!
Oh, for the love of God! Are you serious?
Yeah, so much for no spoilers. Later on in Lincoln's bedroom, he actually gets a call from his friend Clyde.
Lincoln, did you see who won the finale?
No, but I heard about it.
I'm so glad it was Linda. Tony's cream puffs look so dry, didn't they?
What in the hell is that damn noise?
Hey, didn't I just tell you guys how to do it?
Are you okay? Is there an earthquake there?
No, it's just my sister's having another roommate rumble.
Sounds like the Twister sister, if anyone remembers heavy metal.
Too bad they don't get along as well as we do. Right, Mr. 98% compatible?
You know it.
If not for our condiment preferences, we would have been matched 100%.
Wait a minute. I'm having myself an idea.
It's no secret you guys are having some roommate trouble. Well, I think I can help.
What the hell is Lily actually being in this room for, feeling all grumpy and shit? She shouldn't have trouble with her roommate. Hell, Lisa shouldn't have trouble with her at all. But have no fear, Lincoln's here to save the day. If he can.
Clyde and I took this amazingly accurate compatibility test. If you guys take it, maybe we can find out which sister you're best matched with. And then you can change roommates.
I'm willing to try anything. This is my last dolly with hair.
Relax, it grows back.
No, it doesn't. Before it's time for Lola to actually start another Brawl in the Family episode, which I hope fucking not happens in the future. So everybody takes the test until it comes to 1 hour later. By the way, am I the only one who thinks that jingle kind of sounds like the Jeopardy theme?
Guys, I've got the results. The new roommates are Lana and Lynn, whose rugged personalities were a 90% match.
Survey says...
Please do not do this.
Please do that shit.
Luna and Lisa, whose explosive personalities were an equally strong match.
Note to self, Lisa, could you not try to blow shit up in the living room? You kill us all. Speaking of, I gotta figure out what that Looney Tune episode is where Yosemite Sam and that dragon, and he goes like, "No, you stupid dragon, don't sneeze or you'll blow us all up."
Lola and Lucy, because they both have a flair for the dramatic.
Us matching is the craziest thing that's ever happened. Ever.
I am so shocked I could die.
And if it's a curse I'm under, to do it till I die.
I hope not.
Yeah.
This is totally foreshadowing for T-Tail Heart and She's All Bat, which are still really great episodes, by the way.
Luann and Lenny due to their shared love of laughter.
Chuckle up, Lenny. There's no giggling out of this. That was so funny.
My wife. Oh, the other night she told me she wants to try something wild. She tied me to the bed. Then she put her clothes on and went out.
I wonder if there'll actually be a better episode with Lenny and Luann, because all I got to see was them and Snoop's on. Maybe one day we'll actually have something, especially when Lenny's gonna actually learn how to drive again.
And lastly, Lori and Lily.
Her and Lily? What could they possibly have in common?
Oh.
Okay, because I remember her having a different type of phone in A Dark and Story Night, but what the hell? This is just season 2.
Shh. Do you hear that? It's the winds of change.
Oh, silence. Peace and quiet.
Hey guys, how's rugged roommate life going?
Then let me bring my mud. It's perfect for rugby practice. Score! Good stuff.
Ew, eating mud. And speaking of, I still gotta figure out how the hell do you even play rugby? And is it really necessary to actually bring mud in the actual house? Let's see how everybody else is actually doing.
Literally.
Now that is cute. Very antisocial, but very cute. Speaking of, I gotta get to that episode if I can, before I can actually end my show. I'm pretty sure much likely I'm deaf by now, and there would be a better episode with Lisa and Luna, considering we actually saw a bit of that in Roadie to Nowhere. I know some of the writers are running out of ideas, but somehow it's not too late to actually compare some episodes of what they did in this episode, if that even makes sense. Let us get an episode with Lana and Lynn, and one episode with Lily and Lori, if Lori decides to come back and visit the family.
Thanks, but he only drinks blood.
No problem. Does he take O positive or B negative?
Random. So random. But I like seeing these two hang out, because actually they kind of match. Sort of. Even though Lola actually ruined Lucy's doll and almost ruined her reputation and she's all bad. But I actually like seeing Pink and Black together. Last but not least, let's check out Luann and Lenny.
Hey, Mr. Coconut, what did the sushi say to the bee? Wasabi! Luann, stop it!
I don't know if you're a kid who's dumb enough to think that Butt Ugly Martians is actually considered a good show, or if that's just being you, a bubbly airhead. We're only 4 minutes into the episode, and some things might actually take a wrong turn for the worse.
Hey, Clyde.
Oh, hey, Lincoln. I was just giving myself the 10-minute trifle challenge.
Bonjour! I will now show you how to prepare the delicious crab flambé.
So, guess what? I gave my sisters the compatibility test, they changed rooms, and it's working like a dream. You hear how quiet it is?
Dang it, Lana!
I don't hear anything.
We gotta check it out.
Get your dumb snake off of my lucky jersey! If she's so dumb, how'd you find all your protein bars when you were asleep, huh?
That's it! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane!
Sweet Judas Priest, since when did she ever bring a rattlesnake in the actual house? No, Diablo is not a rattlesnake. He is an actual python.
What have you done to Edwin?
Brought him into the 21st century. You're welcome.
That's my least favorite century.
Are you serious?
First of all, he looks like a gay member from a boy band. Secondly, I cannot believe Lucy is not used to the present century that we're actually living in right now. Then again, crazy shit has actually happened during this century. And as much as it can't get much worse, then not again.
What's going on?
I accidentally stepped on Lily's phone and she's making a huge deal.
Don't you dare post those!
How could you?
That is evil. Like somebody predicted that Lily was gonna have a sadistic side for Appetite for Destruction. But her doing shit like this, I never expected she would take this shit that far with that look on her face. And Lori, fuck, she's fat. Can't even believe she hasn't even got pregnant yet.
You say that again, Chuck.
I specifically told you never to play any note above a D6. Better check that too, dude. Nobody tells me how to shred.
Don't you yell at me. My mother is your mother, okay?
This cannot be good. I don't know if the writers were exactly thinking if they were going to make another Brawl in the Family and it was going to name this Brawl in the Family 2.0. But someone said, let's not do that shit again. Otherwise, we're going to make so many people mad at us like we did with this and No Such Luck. Somebody in that studio was smart enough to talk to sense into the other writers to actually change something different about this plot.
Lenny, stop laughing. All I said is I have to pee.
How do you come up with this stuff?
Young kids do not know what's a good movie these days.
Survey says...
What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us. Blue, 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 blue.
Must have been some kind of asshole told you that story, boy.
Lincoln's lame test didn't work. Yeah, there's no way I'm compatible with Spooky.
Oh, you want to go, princess?
Oh, please have added a dead vampire girl against a princess. This will be a great fight. Especially when it turned out to be a great episode with the two. But they decided not to fight about this. They decided to actually go check to see what Lincoln did to them.
A savvy superhero duo quiz. Find your partner in crime fighting?
Are you fucking crazy?
This will never work.
It was dead on about me and Clyde.
Yes! You two are compatible because you're both dunces.
Don't think because I'm a boy that I can hit a girl with glasses. But not in that kind of way, kind of like this way.
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? You hit a guy with glasses. That's well played.
Now that's my little idea of fun. But seeing how Lisa might have a better solution, as bad as any of her other solutions haven't even worked out at all.
I invented this baby to help Pop-Pop find a soulmate, but he wasn't ready for love again.
Survey says...
Motherfucker.
Ouch, that's gotta sting, right? Even if you are a widow. The irony of this one, he actually does find love when he was actually dating somebody in Instagram. I just wish Fred and Jennifer actually got married.
I simply input everyone's data in the form of report cards, journals, medical records, and DNA samples.
How'd you get our DNA samples?
Did I say DNA samples?
Get it away from me! Don't do that. Don't ever smile like that again. Yeah, every time when I see the bee smile, I just say, yeah, you know what, lose the smile, because you're gonna actually make someone piss their pants. But I just hope this creepy ass smile doesn't go on forever.
And voila, our perfect matches. Lori and Lola will be together since they both excel in social situations and possess an authoritarian nature. Drop it, Lana!
Survey says...
Okay, as much as I like seeing Lucy and Lola together, I really actually love seeing Lori and Lola together. If anyone remembers how great they were in Gown Out. I just can't wait to do my top 7 favorite episodes of each season of The Loud House.
Lenny will be rooming with Lynn.
Wait, why are we together? That doesn't make any sense. We don't even have anything in common.
Survey says...
Yes, you guys do. You guys sound like the stepsisters from Cinderella, and my brother and I still do that scene from this day.
Huh? One of us? Why, Mother, what do you mean?
My concern is, why do we not have an episode with Lynn and Lanny yet? Don't get me wrong, Lynn was actually very helpful to her in Shop Girl, but there has to be an episode that actually centers on both of them.
Luna will be with Lana since both enjoy garage-based hobbies and wield a wicked axe.
Survey says...
Here comes the pain!
You know, I would say there should be a good episode with these two, but somehow I just don't think these two actually would kind of match in the actual future. Seeing that everybody loves both Lana and Luna here, and you guys can decide which episodes are better on both of these characters, because let me tell you something. I much love all their centered episodes, especially on Lana's. I still love that racing episode.
Luann will be with Lucy because of their shared creativity and unusual proclivity for befriending inanimate objects.
Both hands down. Just both hands down. I like seeing these two together, especially when this kind of foreshadow for Head Poet's anxiety. Holy shit, I actually love seeing these two together. It felt like every episode that they were thinking of is where they got it from this episode. This had to be so much of a great idea that some of the writers actually predicted for either future season 2, 3, 4, or 5 episodes. I do love finding a bunch of Easter eggs in Disney movies, especially in Marvel. I wonder if they'll actually kind of make a Pizza Planet truck in the Casa Grande show.
Oh, right.
Lily will be with Lincoln.
Hold it! Hold everything!
Why is Lincoln actually included into this?
It's self-evident. To find the most accurate sibling matches, one must include all the siblings.
Oh, bullshit! I see what's actually going around here. Doesn't this sound totally unfair that everybody else actually has a roommate except Lisa? Hell, Lincoln didn't actually have a roommate before, and why should he actually have one now? But then again, with him and Lily changing the baby, so clearly it can't be that difficult for him to actually get along with her.
Oh, wow. Are you certain? You want to take that back?
Actually, I prefer cohabitation so that I have a built-in test subject, but it seems I match with no one. It's a head-scratcher.
Damn it, I pissed my pants!
That was weak.
That so fucking disturbs me every time when I gotta see Lisa bald at this time. And I know Potty Mouth actually came before this episode actually did, but somewhat in that episode, she explained about why she wears a wig because of nuclear experiment. I imagine that somehow this episode actually came before Potty Mouth even happened. It kind of adds up once you think about it. Potty Mouth was the actual 74th episode. Rumor to Feud is the 78th episode. Now Lincoln actually makes his way into Lily's room.
Darn Lisa thinks she's so smart just because her brain's green. Now, Lily, if we're gonna be roomies...
Oh, so you wanna play? Where's the baby? I see you.
You'll need to sit down some.
Hey, ghouls, come on in.
Now, nighttime falls and... What the hell, Lily? You actually snore like you're a fucking cat? That's inappropriate. Then again, she was a cat before in Sweet and Sour.
Finally.
Oh! Holy on smoke! Holy!
You've got to be shitting me. Quite literally, so to speak. But Lincoln angrily confronts Lisa.
Guess what, Miss Smarty Pants? There must be a flaw in your testing algorithm because Lily and I are definitely not compatible.
I don't see what's his problem about this. I mean, he got along with Lily so well in changing the baby, and yet he did have trouble with her in Two Boys and a Baby, which is pretty fucked up when you ask me.
Oh dear. This is what we in the scientific community call an oopsie. Everyone matched at over 90%, but it appears you and Lily only matched at 17%.
I knew it!
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
And I'm calling it off. We are switching back.
Maybe in the last minute of your life you want to be something more than a goddamn savage!
Hey, there'll be none of that around here.
We make a great team, Liz!
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Woo! Thanks for letting me bench press you. You're like the perfect weight.
This is some old bullshit.
I would go ahead and say that's too unrealistic, but what the fuck? Lynn is actually strong to actually pick someone up who's older than she is. But there's a big error in this episode, which we're gonna get to in a moment.
All right, ante up, boys. Hey, no cheating.
I have ace high. Edwin has 2 pair.
I've got a full house. And I've got a 4 of a kind. Just like us, right, gang? You're so funny, Mr. Coconuts.
That's probably the second or third time they actually mentioned Full House, that funny sitcom show that barely anyone gave a shit about. But somehow I kind of grow to like the show ever since the dad passed away this year. He rest in peace.
No! Not that shirt, Bobby. The one I got you. You better still have it, Bobby.
이게 뭐야? 돌리고? 미친 거 아니야? 이게 어딘데?
Good. Now let's call that pageant judge who gave you a 4. Oh, this should be good.
That is evil.
Oh, no competition. These two definitely match because they share the same evil personality of their share of not just being bossy toward their siblings, but having a sadistic side. And is it just me, or has there been a lot of episodes that actually include Lori and Lola together? Somehow I think either this episode or A Tattler's Tale is actually what got Lola and Lori actually started with this relationship. But seeing how they're all so much happier and not even giving a shit about arguing again like they did with Brawl in the Family, or the Sweet Spot for that matter, Lincoln heads back into his new room with Lily and actually talks to Cly about this.
Hey, Lincoln, how did the roommate swap turn out? Not so great for me. I ended up rooming with Lily. What? That's not fair. You have to get your sisters to switch back. I was going to, Clyde, but they all seem so happy now. I don't want to ruin it for them, so I'll just take one for the team.
Oh, eavesdrop. They're starting to feel guilty about this. What's with that sound effect every time when they feel so sad or depressed? Just a little nitpick. But somehow this goes to show that Lincoln is actually a really super great brother. Why do we gotta flannionize or derail this character in further season episodes? I know Lincoln can get his time of moments to actually shine in the spotlight, but we don't have to make him so unlikable to feel like he's gotta be the villain for once. But at least he's not these villains, or this dude's stick of a villain for that matter. And you'll never guess what happens the next day in the Loud House.
What's happening? Am I dreaming?
No, dummy.
You call him a dummy again, I'll bite your damn nose off. But I'm not going to because I'm so generosity, and I like to hear the explanation about why this is even happening.
We moved you while you were asleep. Well, Lynn and Lana did.
Hey, remember what I said before about her picking Lenny up? About why she needed Lana's help to actually move Lincoln back to his room? That's some damn sexist shit. Thinking that Lenny wasn't that heavy for her to actually pick up, but when it was heavy to get Lincoln to move back from Lisa's room into his own room, that's inappropriate. Even Louisa can actually move this kid back into his own room without even making a struggle.
We all moved back to our old rooms.
But I thought the new pairings were working great for everybody.
They were, dude. But when we saw that you were willing to take one for the team, we thought there might be a way we could all be happy. Instead of changing rooms, maybe we can try a little harder to change our attitudes.
That could have been a better solution for further episodes. But this is really sweet. I mean, honestly, really, this is a really sweet ending. But we're not exactly finished here yet.
Thanks, guys. You're the best.
Oh.
A great warm embracing hug should have actually finished this off, but what the heck.
By the way, Lincoln, I'm not certain I removed all my chemicals from your room. There's still a few unaccounted for. So just let me know if you see anything.
What the fuck?
That's disturbing.
Worst way to actually end this episode. And you can laugh for all I care, but I'm not laughing. And this has been Room with a Feud. Okay, so let me address the elephant in the room before anyone else starts to comment about this. This felt like an apology letter for Brawl in the Family. But in this case, Lincoln actually tries to help much of his sister, and he nearly succeeds. But unlike in Brawl in the Family, the sisters actually were arguing instead of fighting, and it feels so much better and reasonable than Brawl in the Family actually had to offer. But does this make the episode good? Well, I do have pros and I do have cons about this episode. So the pros I actually have in the episode was, one, the fighting wasn't exaggerated as Brawl in the Family. And even Lincoln's play actually works at first, and it honestly came off as making a fracture sense. For example, Lucy and Lola sharing a room because they both have the same kind of drama. But with Lisa's plan, it also makes some fracture sense, except for Lincoln's case, which I'll talk about, which that was kind of a con to me, which I'm gonna get to. Hell, I even like some of the bits that had Lincoln and Lily actually being in the room, as much as Lily with Lori, and even with Luann and Lenny. And the best thing about the episode is that the sisters decide to change back with no strings attached, especially how the way they moved Lincoln back into his room. Now let's get to the stuff that doesn't work and kind of bothered me. Although so much their fighting and arguing wasn't actually extreme as Brawl in the Family, but it does come off as inseparable and selfish. Although the episode wasn't too funny as I thought at first, but it isn't mean-spirited either. It just doesn't really muster up to me to, okay, maybe I did have a few chuckles like 3 or 4 times, but it didn't give me so much laughing like it did with Fool's Paradise, Singled Out, Dark and Story Night, Camped. Hell, I had a lot of good laughs with Toads and Tiaras. And another con about it is how the sisters really got annoying with their arguing, especially over when it's something that's minor. And the thing that really bothered me was Lisa. When they had to go through the test run about who's gonna be sharing a room, she was saying that Lincoln's test actually failed because he was a boy. I found that pretty much sexist. And I hate when they do shit like that in a show like this, especially when you got one boy with 10 girls. Brought me back a bad memory from season 1, how the sisters are always teaming up against Lincoln. But in the very end, when they were taking notes and noticed how Lincoln was feeling miserable about sharing a room with Lily, somehow I think this was almost the actual first or either the third or second time that they actually gave a shit about Lincoln and stopped being a bunch of buttheads. Even though this is just one little minor nitpick, but none of the sisters didn't have to move back into their own rooms. It was Lisa who had to move back to her room. Fortunately, this would have been a best change for them in season 2. But the sisters actually learned a lesson, then they went back and everybody got happy once more again. So the ending was really good and it really was sweet, except when it got ruined by that one fucking joke, which I hated. And I hate when they really could kill a good ending like this one. Same shit what they did with Yes Man. I know this is a comedy show, but you don't have to kill every good, emotional, sweet ending with a fucking bad joke. But I have a feeling that they ain't got their heads out of somewhere where they shouldn't have it. But it's a good thing this episode had more positive than negatives did. So I really much enjoyed the episode and all the interaction and dialogue with the characters until they killed it off with a bad ending. So you can check this episode out for yourself and see how you feel about it. I'm the Loud House Critic, and I gotta start looking for a gift for my mother.
Me time, a little room to breathe, time, a little quiet and peace I've never had.
Life in the loud house is like no other.
And that's all thanks to our amazing mother.